meeting, keep in mind that our others can't be here due to illness. People are traveling, we keep them in care. Watch over us as we leave this limited time. Provide safe travel for us to bring home. All these things we pray in your name. Amen. Okay, good evening, everyone. If you could silence or turn off your cell phones. And council members, please turn on your microphones. I'd like to call the meeting of May 11th to order. With that, we'll look for approval of the April 6th special meeting minutes.
So moved.
I have a second.
Second.
Okay, since Joni's remote, we'll have a roll call vote. Joni?
Joni Truax, aye.
Dave Walkins, aye.
Sue Mitchell, aye.
Tony Cirillo, aye.
Mike Long, aye.
Kimberly Cates, aye.
Okay, and we'll look for approval of the April 13th regular meeting minutes.
I move
Motion?
we approve.
Second.
Okay, Joni?
Joni Truax, aye.
Dave Walkins, aye.
Sue Mitchell, aye.
Tony Cirillo, aye.
Mike Long, aye.
Kimberly Cates, aye.
Okay, next up, we have Bob Weaver, Health Department.
Good evening.
Good evening, Bob.
I'm here to ask for an amendment to the salary ordinance as it pertains to our communicable disease clinic out at the Health Pavilion. Teresa Reed is our nurse at that point, and there's a position with her, a part-time assistant. And we've had that position for about a year, but it's been filled, not been filled with a medical person. And we have the ability now to grab hold of a nurse that used to work for us for a long time in the health department. She'd like that part-time position, but I would like all nurses that we have to be paid on the same pay scale. And she's a registered nurse also with the nurses in the immunization clinic. And I just wanted her to be level with those nurses also.
Does anyone have any questions of Bob? No? With that, I'll look for a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve that.
Second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by roll call. Joni?
Joni Truax, aye.
Dave Walkins, aye.
Sue Mitchell, aye.
Tony Cirillo, aye.
Mike Long, aye.
Kimberly Cates, aye.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Highway Superintendent Moriarty. I'm glad to see you didn't wear a T-shirt like I did.
Hey, Steve.
Jenny made me dress up. So, hey, good evening. I have two things tonight. I have two additional appropriations. The first one is going to be for Bridge 139. Excuse me, that's for $5,449,000. And that's for the replacement of Bridge 139, and that's on 700 East over the Eel River, just south of 1100 South. We've got federal funding for this project.
Is the federal funding for all of the project, or is there?
80/20. So for 80/20, our portion is like 1.2 million, just a little shy of that.
And you have that?
Yes,
And Steve, when will this be done?
2029.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, how does the cost difference affect this situation? Because we
Inflation,
have-
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what they do is the state builds in an inflation rate of about, I think it's 25%. So that just when it gets to that time, they're hoping that that's enough. But we've had other bridges that have fell a little short in the federal funding, and they've adjusted that rate for us through the county,
Okay.
so.
So when you're saying you have the money, you have the plan to acquire the money
Over
by
that
2029?
29, yep, out of the Cume Bridge Fund.
You're not sitting on it today, was my point.
No.
Yes.
It'll take a while. Plus, I have other bridges we have to pay for.
And you do this because you may have some things that come up related to this that you may have to wind up paying now. And so this is a placeholder in your
Right.
budget? Is that the purpose?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So when I
Okay.
give you our annual budget, we have a spot broken down for each phase of it. So the first one would be CE, so you'd be construction engineering of the bridge, and then There's other phases spread out through that 6 years. This one's spread out a little longer.
Any additional questions? Okay, with that, I'll look for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, roll call. Joni?
Joni Truax, aye.
Dave Wilkins, aye.
Sue Mitchell, aye.
Tony Cirillo, aye.
Mike Long, aye.
Kimberly Cates, aye.
Okay.
I have one other one, and this is the additional appropriation for the community crossings, and this money will be put into a federal or a fund number. And we've already got the 50-50 portion of the states, and we have our portion in there as well. If you approve this, we'll move that money so we can start paying bills on this one. This is for Community Crossings 2022-2, which is Old State Road 30 and Pierceton Road.
Do we have any questions for Steve?
Say that again? Old Road 30.
Old Road 30
Old
from,
US 30.
and that'll be from State Road 13 to 425 West.
Any additional
East.
questions?
Sorry, not west, east.
Okay, that way.
Yeah, that way.
If not, I'd look for a motion.
I move we adopt it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, roll call. Joni?
Joni Truax, aye.
Dave Wilkins, aye.
Sue Mitchell, aye.
Tony Cirillo, aye.
Mike Long, aye.
Kimberly Cates, aye.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
guys.
Steve.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Up next, Kip Shutter. Shooter. Excuse me.
Good evening.
Sorry, Kip.
That's okay. Good evening. Asking for an additional appropriation. We just received information from Indiana Department of Homeland Security, received a grant under the 2022 grant for the Emergency Management Performance Grant, EMPG, for $20,000. It's for a mobile dispatch center, and they're ready to release those funds, so we're asking for this additional appropriation.
Any questions? Kip? No? With that, I'll look for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call. Joni?
Joni Truax, aye.
Dave Wilkins, aye.
Sue Mitchell, aye.
Tony Cirillo, aye.
Mike Long, aye.
Kimberly Cates, aye.
So moved.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Kip.
Have
Thanks, Kip.
something that I think we need to talk to Kip about. Do you have something you'd like to share with us about an accomplishment?
I was going to say something.
Do you want to know that?
Yes, we would love to know that.
So I graduated with my master's degree in business administration on Saturday from Grace College.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you. Next up, we have redevelopment. Joni?
Yes, this afternoon, the redevelopment commission approved the conformatory declaration for the South Shore project.
Anything additional?
No, the council approved it sometime back, I believe.
Anyone here to speak on behalf of that?
Like to speak?
What is the South Shore project?
I just say, some people don't know.
It's, we have some questions.
We have someone that's involved with it, so maybe he would be the best person.
Hi, I'm Jeff Dyson. I'm one of the partners of the South Shore redevelopment project. Basically, we've been working on the project for a couple of years. The TIF project started back in September, and we've gone through the entire process now. They finalized the vote today, and I guess this is the final step. So with your blessing, then the TIF will be approved, and we can get started with the project.
Can you explain a little bit what the South Shore project is for those that don't know?
Sure, absolutely. So the old South Shore Golf Course on 13, my business partner and I purchased the 112 acres, and we're looking to create a master plan community. So we'll have a combination of residential homes. We have a segment for youth activities through Lakeland Youth Center and others. And then we also have created a space for commercial development as well. So the overall plan is to try to bring new business, bring new residents into the community by creating this master plan community at the old golf course.
It's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
I know as president, I'm supposed to have very limited questions, but a question I have is we talked about the builder or developer, or, anyhow, early on. What's your plans going forward with that? Because I understand Schrock has pulled out as of now.
No, the initial plan was they had committed to 50 acres.
Okay,
And they, due to timing and inflation and
Right.
other factors, they said that they were looking to scale back.
okay,
So we're still in communication with them for a smaller portion, but we are currently having conversations. Actively right now, we have at least 6 or 7 other developers that we are talking to and vetting to figure out, how we can work together to make this whole thing come together, so.
Jeff, can you tell them where to go online to see the master plan? Because it has like soccer fields, and I mean, it's a pretty extensive plan, planned community. And can you?
SouthShoreVillage.com.
Okay.
And Jeff, there's also a potential for multi-family units, correct?
Yes, yep, multifamily, looking at some apartments, maybe some senior living. And really, the number one obstacle that we've had up to this point is every developer that we've spoken to has said that they're excited about the project, they want to be a part of it, but because of costs, the roads and infrastructure are killing them. They literally can't break ground unless there is some assistance. So that's why we've gone through this TIF process now, and we're at the final stage. So with that help, then, now a lot of the developers are coming out and saying, we're excited to be a part of this now, so.
what's the time frame here on the TIF? I mean, what, you looking for 10-year, 20-year, what are you looking for?
The Joni?
30.
That's,
It'll be 20 to 25. The legislature just reduced it from 25 years on a bond to 20.
Okay, okay.
And you plan more than one construction company to build, or is your plan to only concentrate on one? My concern is if you're going to build that many houses, it's going to take a while to build, and I don't know any builder today that can build a whole bunch of houses at one time.
Right.
So in the impact, obviously, it's not going to collect anything until the houses are built, so.
right,
That's
and
my concern.
that is, yes, you are correct. And, not to get too far into the weeds on the development
Sure.
side of it, but yes, we are speaking with multiple developers and multiple builders, doing multiple projects. So for instance, an apartment complex, multifamily, something is going to generate higher TIF dollars. Also, commercial will generate higher TIF dollars. But a lot of the things that will attract people and businesses into the area is the residential side. So, that's another concentration that we're looking to have. A lot of these things start hopefully at the same time, so there's a lot of spinning plates, so to speak, so.
Great.
Yeah.
And this TIF will be used for infrastructure reasons?
Yes, yeah, roads and infrastructure, and it will probably still have a shortfall, but,
Are local school districts on board with it, and
Yes.
the fire territory's on board with it?
and
Yes,
just as an FYI, the bill that was just passed, they don't need the school board approval, they don't need the 1% anymore.
Right.
Right.
But that's irrelevant because we've already
Yeah.
achieved
You guys
those.
already went there.
Yeah, so,
Okay. Any additional questions? No? With that, I'll look for a motion.
okay.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor by roll call? Joni?
Joni Truax, aye.
Dave Wilkins, aye.
Sue Mitchell, aye.
Tony Cirillo, aye.
Mike Long, aye.
Kimberly Cates, aye.
So moved. Okay, any further business before the council?
The auditor.
Rhonda.
Oh, that's
Encumbering to
right, I skipped
report.
one. Sorry, Rhonda.
The total encumbering for April is $355,417.22.
I move we approve it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, Joni?
Joni Truax, aye. I think we need to revisit this. That's a lot of money.
Dave Wilkins, aye.
What? I didn't hear what she said.
I can't hear what she said.
She
either.
said it was a lot of money.
Oh. Okay, Sue Ann, we're up to you.
I already eyed once.
Okay,
But
Tony?
Sue Mitchell, aye.
Tony Cirillo, aye.
Mike Long, aye.
Kimberly Cates, aye. And may I ask Joni to repeat your question or concern, because I apologize, I did not hear it. I mean, I understand we've already taken the vote, but can you please, like, what was your comment?
Well, we talked about limiting the dollar amount that she can encumber. We've talked about it and then it got tabled and I don't think it's ever been really addressed.
I don't think that was encumbering. I think that was the
Transfer.
transfers.
Okay, sorry. Thank you, Susan.
And the encumbering, you have to have obligated it in the prior year. So
Right.
that's a given.
Yeah.
But the transfers were the
transfers, yeah.
questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Joni. Thank you.
Thanks, Rhonda. Okay, now any further business?
Okay, Jim.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have Lieutenant Mike Mulligan with me tonight. Mike is overseeing my patrol division of the sheriff's office. With that duty, he's also overseeing our fleet. Since tonight's request is pertaining to our fleet, I'm going to turn it over to Lieutenant Mulligan.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mike.
So we're here requesting to make a purchase from commissary for an administrative vehicle. We have a shortcoming in our fleet of an unmarked car for purposes of like JCAP, traveling to the Animal Welfare League and different places that they visit. Our commissary department, when they go buy purchases, it'll keep them from using their own vehicle. It'll be a department vehicle. It's an unmarked car. Been working with Rick Curlin down at Curlin Motor Sales. And it's a 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. It's a one-owner local trade-in. He called us and thought it would be a good fit for what we were looking for. Went and looked at it. It's in really good shape. So we thought we would bring that to you guys to see if you would approve that purchase out of our commissary account.
Mike, I have a question in regards to, is this a vehicle that's going to be taken home by administrator or just left at the department, so multi-people to use?
Correct. It'll be just parked out front, and if our matron needs it or if a dispatcher needs to go to training. One of the reasons for the unmarked, more of a civilian style vehicle is because it won't be police officers driving the car. So take any markings off, take any appearance of a police car away so somebody doesn't mistaken it for that.
What's the balance of the commissary?
Last I looked, it was just a little over 200,000. Yeah.
Thank you, Jim.
And what was the amount for this vehicle? I'm sorry, did I miss
Yeah.
that?
The total price is $24,478.
What's mileage on it?
Approximately 54,000.
Any other questions? Okay, with that, I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion, we do that.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor by roll call, Joni?
Johnny Truax, aye.
Dave Wilkins, aye.
Sue Mitchell, aye.
Tony Cirillo, aye.
Mike Long, aye.
Kimberly Cates, aye.
So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Any other business come before the council?
Do we need to talk about the budget days?
Budget days.
Did you want to talk about the budget days? Might as well.
Yes, let's go ahead and discuss
Let's
the
do
dates.
it.
Angie has my paper, so I'm at a,
Oh,
There you go.
I
loss here.
I got one.
Okay. What we're looking at right now is Wednesday, August 30th from 8 a.m. to 2, and Thursday, August 31st from 8 a.m. to 2, possibly getting out a little early each day if we can take care of business in a timely manner. Right now, we're going to scrap Wednesday, September 6th. By doing the 8 to 2 on the 2 days, we're basically doubling the amount of time that was available for budget session or talking to our different departments from last year. Anybody have any thoughts?
I do. Can we make it from 8 to 1 for those of us who have to take personal time off? That would be 1 full day instead of 2 full days. Anything over 4 hours is considered a full day. So if we went 8 to 1, that still gives us more time than last year.
So you would see 1 o'clock, Joni?
Didn't I just go to lunch at 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Taking a lunch?
And we don't take lunch.
We could just do lunch.
just-
Guys, we could just do lunch at 1.
Yeah, we could just skip lunch and,
Well, then we just go home.
I'm good with that.
That's what I'm saying. Let's
Yeah,
skip,
and then
let's
we could
do
just, we
8 to
could
1
just
and
eat
skip lunch.
afterwards, because usually we take a lunch break.
I like that
so
idea better.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea, Joni.
Okay, 8 to 1, those 2 days and skip lunch is good with me. Everybody else?
Yes.
Good?
Perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Anything else to discuss?
I would just like to remind everybody that the 24th of May is a district meeting for the AIC in Auburn. If you want to go, Rhonda can still get you registered, I believe.
And they're going to talk about budgets,
Yes.
There,
sessions.
well, there's an afternoon session
Right.
from 1 to 4
Right.
that covers budgets,
Right.
yes.
Yes. And then the dinner.
And then the dinner in the evening.
And what's the deadline for registering for that, Rhonda?
Rhonda.
What's the deadline to register?
Yeah.
The deadline's already here?
And I'm going to go to the
Okay.
one in a different location.
Okay.
Because it's a conflict for me with the Main Street meeting.
Okay,
KEDCO and Main Street it has a meeting at City Hall that night.
okay. Any other business? With that, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Joni, you want to adjourn?
Sure.
Okay. Dave,
Yes.
Sue Ann,
Sue Mitchell, aye.
Tony Cirillo, aye.
Mike Long, aye.
Kimberly Kate's eye.
Thank you, everyone.